I've been gone for a while, 5 to 6 months to be exact. Yeah, I've been gone for a little bit, for a while, and I thought I should explain why I've been gone. Because it has to do with that, and to be honest, it's been quite a journey. So obviously I started posting YouTube videos at the start of this year, and I kind of stopped for a little bit because I'm in year 11 now. Well, no, I was in year 11 then. So obviously, when you're like in year 11, you start thinking about your future and all that stuff. So I did. I started thinking, yeah, I know that. Yeah. And then obviously I missed out on 2 years of education. Obviously I've been catching up. And I found out that I would not be able to do my GCSEs in year 11 this year, so that was a shit show because obviously I want to go to college. I want to have a proper education is something that I like to do. Yeah, why wouldn't you? So I have been looking at colleges and trying to find ones that will let me do my GCSEs beside art and design. That's what I'm on into do, is art and design. So we had a little look around, me and my mother, and we found two options. Because I have really bad social anxiety, which means I will not go very far by myself. So we were trying to find the closest ones that would allow me to do my GCSEs beside it, like my art design. And we finally found 2. One was in Manchester, the other one was closer to me. And, well, it was Manchester College. And it looked like a good college, it was just too far for me. It was like almost an hour journey just to get to college each time I needed to go to college. So, and we went for an open evening, and it was very small, the building, so it wasn't very hard to like find my bearings and find my way around. And they would let me do my GCSEs beside it. So I applied. I got accepted. Yay! I got accepted. So then I went for a taster day, which went pretty well. I had a little bit of a wobble. I wanted to give him a certain time. But then on the lunch break, we kind of went and talked to not the special needs department, but that type of stuff, those type of people. And we were asking, could we have a couple of other days where we come in and look at the other buildings, because I think there's like a couple of buildings altogether doing different stuff in this college. So we went, yeah, because obviously I'm going to be doing my GCSEs, which means I'm going to be in different buildings to do my GCSEs as well as so we had a couple of look arounds and just seeing where I'd be going and seeing what help there was to help me out. So got that done. So that started in, I want to say May. Yeah, we started doing that process in May, and we've only just finished. Literally last week I finished having all these little days where I'd go out and see them. So that's been a bit of a hassle. And then obviously I know I'm not doing my GCSEs, but I still had exams. Thankfully I passed all of them. But yeah, I still had exams, so I was doing them, I was preparing for them. I'm doing all like the more important stuff first. And then not obviously, but I'm on something called disability pay, which is basically get money from the government to help with your disabilities, like any extra needs you may need from money. Sadly, money is everything. But I turned 16 last year, and when you turn 16 you have to go into something called PIP, which is basically disability just for over 16-year-olds, and it got denied. So we've been trying to figure out what to do with that information. We obviously appealed it. We said that we do not agree with it, because this money really helps me. It gets me transport to school, it gets me like, not obviously, but I've got OCD, so it helps me with my OCD, like with hand sanitizers, and obviously all the things that I need to organise with, because I have a lot of things that I need. I'm also on the pathway for autism, and one of my stims is biting myself, so I need to find alternatives to bite. So I've got like biting necklaces and stuff like that, but they're not cheap. Fidget toys, like essentials, like body wash and stuff like that. That's what that pays with. So that is so fun. But yeah, that happened. I think that's all the important stuff out the way that I've been dealing with. I think we can get onto the more funner stuff now. Obviously I dyed my hair blue. That's new. It's not all blue, it's like skunk hair. This is not my first time having a funky colour. That was good hair. I've had red hair, purple hair, I had black and red hair for a while. That lasted about a week, so. I also have a new piercing. I got an industrial, which means I have the same amount of piercing as my age. I have 16 piercings. So I now have 16 piercings, and it's not stopping there. I also have a boyfriend now. Nobody told me how sassy they are, or how much hard work they are. Love them to bits, so, but they're a lot of hard work, I'm not gonna lie. And he's letting me paint on his Xbox. You can kind of see it over there, like the little blue thing. That's his Xbox that I'm painting on him. Don't know why he trusted me doing that, but apparently it does. I'm also going to Alton Towers. A field trip this week, so that's fun. It's my last day of school, of like secondary school ever. Then I get to go to college. Obviously I'm not in mainstream school, so it's basically college anyways. I've also been dealing with some skin condition. I've got eczema. I don't know if you can tell by my hands, but yeah, I've got a skin condition called eczema, so that's been fun in this lovely British heat. So I've been dealing with that pain as well. More important thing, there's that kind of mixed in with everything because it is sect. So I think in my very first video I said I was on antidepressants or anti-anxiety meds, but they're also antidepressants. We upped them, and that didn't go very well because antidepressants have a very good side effect of giving you depression. Yeah, so that was fun. I was dealing with that for a little bit. I'm back to normal now. I am back down to what I was on, which works very well for me. So I am back to my normal, usual, happy chappy self. But I think that's everything. I knew this wasn't going to be a very long video. It's been a very wild ride. So there's been a lot of changes. But I think that it's everything that has been happening in my life. Hopefully I will be posting a bit more. I have been getting back into painting as well, so I've been painting a lot more than I was. Because I took like 4 months off of not painting at all. So yeah, I'm back into painting again. So hopefully you will see more of me on my Instagram, TikTok, and on here. I will put my other social medias in the description. And with that, if I don't see you, good morning, good evening, and good night.